Okay, welcome to lesson 18. We will continue with lists. So how to declare a list in Python? So that's so simple. First, you have to choose a name, let's say capital L, and then this operator, I'm sure everybody knows, assignment operator, and then square brackets. So you have a pair of square brackets. Do not call these parentheses because they are not. They are square brackets. So here we have the name of the list. Here we've got assignment operator and the list. So whenever you have empty list, it means the length is 0. It's obvious. So this is empty, you have nothing, so no element. So the length is 0. Now what if you want to have some elements in the list? So that's so simple. Let's say we have L equals square bracket. Let's have some elements, 1, 10, 2, 20, 5, 50. So here we have the name, and here we have our list. So these are the initial values. So you might change any of them. But for now, we have this list. So we can say this is the initialization of a list. So you have the name of the list, and then you have some elements. So let me change the color. So the same list, 1, 10, 2, 20, 5, 15. Now let's analyze this list. How many elements do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 elements, it means the length is 6, right? So what is the first index? Always 0. We don't have any exception. Always 0, the first index. What about the last index? So here you have 2 cases to get the last index. One is the length minus 1, which gives you 5, the last index, and the other one is minus 1. So remember negative indexing. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive indexes, and we've got minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6. Negative indexing. So again, if you want to initialize the list, you can have something like this, L equals a list of elements. Or if you want to declare a list without any element, you basically write the name of the list, assignment operator, and square brackets. So far we've been talking about indexes and the elements in a list. But how to get an element from a list, or some elements from a list? So in order to get any element, or in order to access any element from a list, you have to know the index of that element. So basically, we are using indexes to access elements or to modify elements. How to access an element. So it's so simple. So this is list L. So if you want to access any element, first you have to write the name of the list. Here we have L, the name of the list, and then square brackets. Later on I will teach how to access multiple elements, not just one. So L, square brackets. So you want to access, for example, 20. So you've got two options. You can use 3, positive index, or you can use -3. So here I just write 3. So if you write the statement inside print function like this, so what is the output? It's so simple. It means go to this position or go to this location and retrieve that element. What is that element? The element is 20. So 20 is the output. So once again, this number here is not the element. This is the index of the corresponding element. The index of the corresponding element. So it can be 0, positive integer, or negative integer. So let's have an example with negative integer. So L, the name of the list, square brackets. So let's say you want to retrieve 10. So here you have two cases. You have 1 or -5. So let's use negative index, -5. If we use this statement with print function, L square brackets -5, the output will be 10. So the next part is how to modify, or sometimes we say how to update an element in a list. So this is also simple. So let me have a new list. 5, 10, -2, 0, 55. And this is the name of the list now. So you know how to access one element from a list. The name of the list, square brackets, and the index of the element, right? Let me write down the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So I want to access -2. So I can use either positive or negative index. Let's use positive index. Num square brackets 2. So with this statement, I can access -2. So what if I want to change -2 to another value. Let's say 200. Is that possible? Definitely yes. Num square brackets 2. So remember, this number here is the index, not the element in the list. So num square brackets 2, and then you use equality sign. So I want to change -2 to 200. And here we have 200. So what's happening here? So this 2 here is the index, and this one is assignment operator. So I'm sure you remember, if you want to assign a value to a variable, you use assignment operator, and this 200 here, this value, is the new value that you want to assign to this location here. So num square brackets 2 equals 200. So if you want to print the list after the statement, you will get this list right here: 5, 10, 200, 0, 55. And remember, this statement, its result is permanent. So there is no way to go back to -2 once you use this statement. And here we have 200 as the new value in our list. So let me mention something small, let's say. How to print a list. It's so simple. Using print function, and here name of the list. So simple. So in this example, the name is num, and you want to print the whole list, print, and then the name of the list. So what is the output? The output is 5, 10, 200 because of this, and 0, and the last one, 55. So let's finish the lesson here. So next time we will continue with lists, but different operations on lists, how to iterate through a list, how to print the elements one by one, and some, I don't know, maybe some more operations, some complicated operations about lists. So as usual, take care and bye-bye.